What's your thought on that?
I think even if the war would stop tomorrow, the way in which certainly Europe has looked at energy has changed dramatically anyway, and I don't think that's going to go back quickly. I'm sure I'm trying not to take your points because I think Eric will have a few things to say about this as well. But it's more, you know, the buzzword at the moment is more energy security than anything else. Obviously, you know, kind of European and UK households at the moment are more worried about rising utility bills than anything else, and that's not going to change overnight either. And so, you know, I think the impact has been felt already, although some of the sanctions and things haven't kicked in. What we are seeing is a replacement of the sources of where energy is coming from into Europe, and that will continue because they're not going to go back to the methods before taking Russian gas particularly. And I think, so we've already seen the impact. I don't think, and I do believe on the fundamentals, I don't think we were in a bad place before any of this. I think it's exacerbated it. The other thing that always exacerbates any of the shipping markets, tankers particularly, and the big arbitrage markets particularly, is sentiment. You can look at all the fundamentals and you'll create a nice curve, but it's sentiment that really exacerbates it either way most times. And that's what's happened again around Russia. That might calm down if things stop and people feel a little bit more relaxed. So you may see the market move in a narrower band without as much volatility. But I think, you know, the fundamentals were there at the start. Now people are more focused on securing their supply of energy. I don't think things move back quickly. So I think even if the war stops tomorrow, we still have a very good market to look forward to.
So Eric, oil trades, they change irrevocably now? I mean, that's it? We've got a new map to look at, or am I talking rubbish?
Specifically for Russia, I mean, there's so much negative sentiment in Europe right now. People are genuinely concerned about heating their homes over winter and the whole economic situation. So, I mean, even if the war would end tomorrow, the effect of it would linger on until you have a substantial regime change in Russia, which is not likely to happen. So I think Europe, as Alan is saying, has really woken up to how dependent they have been, Germany specifically, on one energy supplier. And even if sanctions were lifted, I don't think they would ever place themselves in that situation again. So I think, yes, you will have seen changes in energy trading patterns for good, or at least for a very long future.
Would you agree that these trading patterns have changed for good?
Actually, I do. Also because I think, in general, I don't think it's only a learning that we have from the war. I think we also had it during COVID because we could actually see that some of the necessity of the products that we were actually importing became stuck. So I think the whole thing about nearshoring and actually being able to engage with allied parties is going to be something that is going to be of key importance on the political agenda. And I actually think, you know, just coming off of the former panel we just had, you know, us talking about, you know, emission reductions, and right now it's like, it feels also to some extent that things are also moving the wrong way because of the lack of energy security in Europe. I mean, we even see German, you know, housing being basically heated with coal, which is even worse than oil. So what I'm probably most interested to see is how fast the European countries are going to be able to actually build up alternative energy sources which are more green in nature, which would then of course also be could potentially be more of a negative factor into the tanker business, of course. But I think there are some of the parameters there are important.